Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? It is lovely to have your company as always. I've just been watching all of your comments, all talking about food. That is not a good sketch when I'm starving. Not a good sketch, guys. So if you're here for one reason and one reason only, and that is the Create Together Club. Now, you all love our little Create Together Club. It's amazing, right? And you get a little surprise. Now you can see it because I'm going to show you it live. And if you wanted to wait until we go live to show the product and then invest, of course, you can do that too. The products are linked to the show. So have a look at those. But equally, if you have your envelope and you want to open it together, let's open it together. You can open it right now as we speak, and we'll go through the contents. Now, let me just go through what Create Together Club is all about. One, it is about creating together. It is what it says on the tin, right? In the hope that the products that I send you may push your boundaries slightly, may get you to try different things. And it's always that lovely surprise where I do 5 days of inspirational content for you all and hopefully inspire you in one way or another to utilize your products in more than one occasion and not put them in the bottom drawer and not see the light of day again. And I try and do a different technique every day. We line them up on the back and then we'll decide which ones are our favorites. Now, this Create Together Club is a little bit different. So we've done a Create Together Club that's been heavy stamp based. We've done some that's been stencil and paper based. And this time we have a full, beautiful paper collection. It is stunning. And I wanted you to experiment with paper, but it doesn't mean that you cannot make cards just because of the collection that I've sent you. So I'm super excited about these shows because it really is going to get you involved in a different type of craft, but we're still going to be making cards as well. So don't think, oh, we've got paper, that means we're going to be making albums. You are going to be making some little treats, but not all album based. It has got some other elements in there today. And today we're going to be making some shaped cards, okay? So let me just give you an update on what's going to happen this week. So I did say to you all that I would be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 1 o'clock. However, I'm on Ideal World on Wednesday. So it's just thrown a spanner in the works. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we'll pick the last one up on the following Monday. Is that okay, everyone? So we will get that inspirational content, those 5 shows in for this lovely kit. So have you opened yours? Are you excited? Let's go through the product together because we always do that, right? If you want to invest, it's a super affordable Create Together Club price, cheaper than it would be as independents. And we can get it out to you and you can play catch up. These videos never go away. They are on our channel so you can go back and watch, pause, repeat, rewind, rinse and repeat, whatever it's called. And you can watch them over and over again and get that lovely creativity as well. Oh, it's got Denise's light, got hers out now. It's gorgeous. Well, we're going to have a play today, sweetheart. So let's have a look at the product. Let's have a look at the amazing samples from the design team and let's get creative. I'll do a little bit of a shout out. Now, you do not have to have our Create Together Club to come and join the chat. Get the inspiration. You don't have to. Create Together Club is for people that want a little bit of a surprise, want some cheeky inspiration, want a smile at the other end of it, and want to get creative with things that they wouldn't normally buy in the hope that it's going to encourage you to play with the rest of your stash that you bought and has got in that black hole or in that drawer, and their encouragement is to get it back out. Some of you do wait till I show the product, and that's absolutely fine. I'm going to show it now. So Tim has linked it if you want to get it, but equally, if you've got your envelope, get it out ready. We can create together. Right, let's have a look at the product. Now, the value is blooming brilliant on this one, guys. I'm manning the cameras myself today. So let's have a look. I'm going to bring them all in one by one. So let's have a look. We have a 12 by 12 and it's called Sweet Serenity. And it has the lovely sort of like teacups and like a vintage feel with the cakes and things like that. But I love this paper pad simply because it's got lots of elements in the back as well. So let's have a look. So let's go through the patterns. Ooh, let me just make some space here. Beautiful quality as always. So you get some plain breaker ones. Really lovely. Look at this here, this design. Just absolutely gorgeous. And you've got that hue of the mint and sage. Some down the side panels with the lovely teacup detail at the bottom here. I love my Create Together clubs, guys. Love it, love it, love it. Look at this one. This is nice. And then these are the pieces that I was talking about. Really different in design. And now you're going to be able to create watercolour looking cards with these. I'm going to show you how we're going to take this over the course of the next 5 days. We're going to take this and we're going to create it onto a card and make it look like we painted it. Are you scared? I hope you're all scared. You should be. So we have elements like this. And then we have some other tones as well. So different. So you've got the lilac undertone, the mint green undertone, and then we've got all of the individual elements as well. So these are going to be good for your envelopes too, if you wanted to. Focal points on cards. And because you get 2 sheets, you could absolutely build a decoupage. You can do that too. Then we have the vases, the Victoria sponge type style look there. Oh, Denise says she found it really difficult not to open. Well, I'm very proud of you for not opening it. Well done, darling. Well done. And then you've got smaller ones. We're going to be using these today, and I'll show you why. And then, look at these, guys. So pretty. And we did the Berry Fresh with the different ladies in different ethnicities, and it was really well received. So I've done it in this one as well. We created them both at the same time. We've been asked multiple times for ethnicity in our craft and in our things that we design. And this is me bringing what you are asked, what you've all been asking for. Not all of you, just some of you. Even more so now we are in the States. And, you know, it's really good to be diverse in our craft. So why not? And they're beautiful, right? So you get your 12 by 12. Oh, Blue Jay opened the envelope, but she didn't open it inside. She nearly peed. So pretty. We're going to have some fun with this. I just know it. Right, so that's the 12 by 12. Then you get a 7 by 7. Let's have a look at this one. So again, some more pretty designs. Brilliant for frames if you want to do the framework in there. Some smaller reduced patterns. If you're wanting to make smaller envelopes, you have the smaller design. Some lovely sort of vellum-y, smoky, ethereal effects on the corners there. I love these ladies too. I've got some amazing samples. Look at that. That is just so pretty. So some more. This one's nice. I don't think that's going to show very well on camera, but it's very nice. And then some more muted designs with that floral in the corner. The muted vases. So it's cool to have the sort of breakers, which are quite plain because you've got a lot of florals going on. Then we've got the lady here. And then another muted with a pink undertone. So that's your 7 by 7. Who's getting giddy to get stuck in? Love the ladies, I know. Then we have a sort of embellishment journal page element of it. I know it says journal, please don't be off put by it. It can be used for card toppers, okay? I think that scares people a little bit when it says that. It shouldn't. So you can use them as independents, use them as little note cards in things if you wanted to. So these are sort of like what's going to pull the whole collection together. Really nice. Love, even more so when you're hungry. Could write notes, stamp sentiments on those ones. They've got the vintage music in the back. They smell gorgeous. I know, we can smell the ink, I know. Little pages, got some cracking samples for you all. Just look at that. Is that not just beautiful? That is my kind of card. That's definitely getting used over the next 5 days. So there's your embellishment pack. It doesn't end there though, keeps giving. And then we have vellum. Vellum, let's have a look. So let me just grab some white card. Oh, I can use this actually. So you've got your breakery ones. So you've got pink and then the green. We love coordination. Then you've got your banners. Look at that. Oof. Oh, by the way, guys, there is no live tonight. I am on a meeting with HTCN about my Christmas shows. So I haven't put a TikTok. I haven't put a YouTube thing on or anything, and I never put it in newsletter. But just so you know, in fact, Karen is on, isn't she? Karen, will you just put a thing on social media for me, just to double check? Because not everybody watches the show. If that would be okay, darling. Thank you. So that is your full Create Together set. Let's just show you in its full entity, because it's a belter, 12 by 12, 7 by 7. Journaling, tags, embellishments, and then the coordinated vellum all fits beautifully, right? Let me just put this on the back for now, and then let's show you some amazing samples. So where do I start? Where honestly do I start? So the design team do such a good job at showcasing how to use everything else that you've bought from Stamps by Me. They're blooming brilliant at it, guys. No one can take that away from them. And these samples are a credit to what I've just said. I'm going to show you now. Thanks, Karen. So come on. Wait a minute. Not that card. You've just got a sneak peek at another card there. That is not the collection. Right. Just using the papers, look. Beautiful. Just got a sneak peek there. Oof. Here we go. I'm showing you some of the simpler designs first. That's been made by Elaine with a cute pen in there too. Look at that. It's just beautiful, isn't it? So that's just your layers. Vellum, paper, sentiment. My card is really nice. My design team so top. They're blooming are. They're very good. Really pretty cards. What about just tearing all the edges rather than straight cut? .3D cake on there. Offcuts or cutting into a design look. I know when you're all enjoying it because you all go quiet. Nobody talks. They're all watching. This is nice. Vellum. Always good, isn't it? Little vintage card there. Little mini envelope. Look what's inside. Good old tea. Elaine just knows right away that they're coming out for me. He knows it. All about you. Oh, that's a great idea, Jan. Bridgerton theme. That is a great idea. That is a nice card. That is Sharon. Very nice. What about a little mini circular card? Denise, we do it with a tape runner. Just do it with a tape runner, it hides. Look at that with that popper black. That's really, really popping, isn't it, with that black? What about a little album? I think this is from Karen, maybe? Karen? Or Sharon? Karen or Sharon? So a little album here with that little frame on. We're going to use vellum today, so I can see the dies from Fantastic Folios have been used to create this one, help create this one. So a little album, if you want to do a little album. Paul, this is from Paul. Vellum pockets. Another vellum tab. Really nice, really nice, really nice. What about another little album from Karen? They do lend themselves beautifully to vellum. Lots to play around with here, guys. And you don't have to be tight. You've got the full collection. Really nice, right? Beautiful. And then let's just show one more. A little tag page here. Could have like a little countdown calendar on here. Those are cute, aren't they? Those from Paul as well. So we have more, but I like to show different ones over the course of the next few days. There's also all kinds of different samples here, and we'll go through them over the next 5 sessions. I say 5 days, 5 sessions, because we're on today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and we'll do the last one next Monday, because it's fallen on the week where I'm on Ideal World. So let's get creative. Right, what I want to do is I wanted to do a shaped card today. So I have a piece of A4. I'm just going to grab my cutter, she says. Where might that be? Oh, it's here. And I'm just going to use my score tool on here, actually. So who's crafting along and who's watching for now? Right, so I'm going to do a quick shaped card here, super simple. In fact, that sample that I just showed you is this is more album-esque with the ribbon, but I'm going to do a shaped card because I want to show you that although it's paper, you can still make pretty cards. So I've got a piece of white cardstock here. I'm just going to pop to the overhead, and this one is 30 centimetre long, which is just actually a little bit shy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score at 10 and then score at 10 and then another 10. So I'll have 3 panels on my card. So I'm just going to pop it in here, make sure I get rid of the cut apart. So I'm going to go to 10 and I'm going to score. And then I'm going to go to 20 and score. And hopefully I'll have 3 equal-ish panels on my die here. You can hopefully see the score lines down there and then down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this as like a fold forward, fold back card, shaped card, but I want it to sort of like go down in size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top here. In fact, let's fold it first. That would be easier. So you can fold it whatever way you want. Let's just fold it in for now. And then fold this one in for now. You can change it. So fold forward, fold back. It doesn't really matter. Like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring that in for now. Is I'm just going to pop this into my guillotine and I'm going to cut from the point to where I want it to be. I'm just going to... Can't really get it all in my guillotine on an angle, to be honest. It's okay, though. So I'm going to pop that in there. How far do I want it to go? So you could go point to point if you wanted to. So this will come down to here. Or you could just sort of like chamfer it off a little bit so it goes to here. I don't think it really matters. I'm going to try and get it in my guillotine best I can. We'll go about there. In fact, I could probably get it to the point. Go a bit lower. So wherever you put it in your guillotine, it's just going to do the gradient down the card, okay? Super easy. So I'm just going to cut. And then what it's going to give me is this. And then our card. So you can see how our card sort of like goes down in gradient there. Absolutely amazing, right? You see that there? Super cool. So what I'm going to do now is just going to get rid of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our pretty papers. Now, if you want to have decorative, like, so it's all decorated on each one, if you decorate the full sheets and the panels first, then cut it, you can do that. But I want to have a white border around each piece on here if I can. So I'm going to decorate it aftermath. But you can decorate before too, just do know that. I was going after paper. What was the score? I did it at 10 cents. It's an A4 sheet of paper card and I scored it at 10 and then 20. So I got my 3 panels and then I just stuck it in my cutter and just twisted it until I was happy because obviously it's not a very big cutter. And then I just cut and it's given me this little sort of like nice, easily typed style card, which is really nice. So let's get our paper now. I don't think I need to cut into my 12 by 12 for this. I think can get away with my 7 by 7. Let's have a look. Ooh. Let's have a look. You see the back panel? I'm going to go with my 7 by 7 on this one. So I need a plain. Now this is the hardest part. Denise is watching now on Crafting Later. Well, make sure you share. So I like the girl. So I think if we could get that girl up here, that would be awesome, right? Now what I do want to do, without cutting her head off. No, we can't use her. I'm not cutting into her head. I'm not cutting into her head. I'm trying to be tight with my design. How's it going to look folded? That's the problem. You know what? Will it look nice without that top bit there? Should we straighten that off for a change rather than it go down in size? I think that'll look nice if we take that off. Yeah, I'm going to take that off. You can leave it, guys, so it opens like that if you want to. I'm going to take that off. I'm just going to pop it in there. And this is the cool thing about Create Together Club as well. Remember, we do it together from scratch. There's no pre-building or pre-making, pre-hand, we do it together. She's faffing. Karen, stop. I'm faffing because I don't want to cut into paper. All right, all right. At least I'm honest. She's faffing. Karen knows me well. That's cracked me up, that. Right, well, let's get a pretty panel on here. Stay. We'll have less of that, young lady. So I'm just going to pop this on here and I'm just going to mark it with my finger. Bearing in mind, we know that it's 10. So how big do you want your border? We know how you are, Brenda says. Hey, are you lot getting on at me? Or is it just because I'm just a broken record? So before I stick out, I'm going to create my panels first, okay? So I'm going to go here. So you can see the back is going to look equally as pretty. And then we're going to do... Yeah, you all think you all know what I'm going to do, and you don't. None of you know what I'm going to do. So now I need a cake. How do we buy, please? Tracy, it's linked to the bottom of the show. I think Tim might have linked it to the top of this chat also, but if you're watching on the website, it's linked to the bottom. But if you put into the website Create Together, it comes up with a blue square that says Create Together in it. If you want to have a look at that as well, sweetheart. Now, we don't have a cake in the 7x7, so let's have a look in our embellishment pack. I think I'm going to do 2 cards today, guys. I'm feeling a little bit inspired. We'll see how it goes. So this is what I'm talking about now. I get to change camera, just move it out of the way. Loving this teapot. Let's put her to one side. At least when you just watch, you can speed up the process after. The cake's just a must, isn't she? Is that jelly? You being a funny onion. Let's get that one as well. So I've got options here. Now, where are my scissors? I'm going to cut some of these out because the top of my card is going to be shaped. Huh? None of you thought I was going to do that, did you now? I need a cake too, as well. I've been infected by Toni. When I'm doing my albums, I spend ages looking at my papers and working out how to use scraps, save the big sheets. It's crazy, isn't it? Because we save the big sheets for what? For when? We've moved on, right? So it's like, just use them. But I'm terrible. Now, I'm not sure the handle on this teapot's going to survive. Survive. So I'm going to wait. I'll come back to him. But I'm going to cut this teapot out here. Now you've all got me going. So let's, and I always say, just roughly do it. And then if you've got any awkward areas where you've not quite cut it right, we go around with a bit of ink, won't we? And we'll just tidy it up a little bit. So let's just cut this one out. So this is the teacup with the pearls and the flowers in the top. If you are doing exactly what I'm doing. Minus my rubbish cutting. You spend more time doing yours. I'm going like for a stacker card with detail on the tops. When I say stacker card, I'm going like, so the top of the detail comes off the top of the card, if that makes sense. Can we see that there? But you're not going to see any of the lines at the top. It'll be like a stacked. Ah, you all thought you knew, didn't you? So predictable, Darroch. Let's cut this nice cake out here. And what I want to know is, where are all my scissors? Where are all my posh scissors? I'm working away here with, well, I can't even say. I don't even know what they are. These are probably to open the boxes in the warehouse, and I'm studying crafting with them because all of mine have done a walk. You just love paper, you love stroking it, smelling it. We're a bit weird, aren't we, guys? So I've got 2 embellishments there now. Let's go with this cake and teapot. Whatever I don't use, we'll just use in the remaining 4 shows anyway. So we are going to be doing a little mini project. We're going to be doing some card making. We're also going to be doing some watercolouring, okay? And we're also going to be creating some shapes without any dies. So lots of interesting things to come. Looks like somebody's had a bite out of that cake. And then we've got 2 teapots, okay? Let's go with this one. This one's a darker. They are better than the biggest scissors in the world. You mean these ones? That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing, we know. Listen, I don't claim to be the know-it-all and have-it-all good stuff like you guys. Crikey. I don't have half that stuff you posh lot have got. Best craft rooms in the world. I'm here crafting on a 10p note. Postage stamp with world's worst scissors. A few Harry Lister blisters on my fingers from packing out orders because Becky's not been here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we get it. There's another little teapot there. So let's see where we're going with this. You all know I'm right, don't you? You all know I'm right. All posh stuff. Right, I'm not going to be sticking anything on the back panel, I don't think. So let's just see where I want to take this. Now, it would make a fantastic pocket, but I don't want to do a project. I want to do a card today. So, paper. Which paper am I not bothered about cutting into? Right, so I'm going to show you a hack here. So to get the white border, what I like to do is, so obviously to get the white border that goes with this line here, how I sometimes do it, it might not be the right way, but this is how I get around it. So what I do first of all is I cut my panel. So I'm just going to pop it on the bottom. We know it's 10 is that panel. So let's just cut one at 9 or 9.5, however thick you want your borders. Let's see what that looks like. So you can see now, right? But can you see how it's at the top here? And I want my border to be sort of like symmetrical and have the same border length across the top as well. So I'm just going to mark here with my finger at the top of that panel. Can you see that? I'm just going to pinch it with my finger there, and I'm going to cut it on that little mark because that's the top of that panel. This is the way that I do it. You can measure, of course, but this is the way that I do it, okay? So now we have a panel that's level there. Can we see that there? But if it was a matten layer, we wouldn't do it level with the top, would we? We would want a border. So cut it as if you were going to do a border, a matten layer. So take a little bit off the top. So now I have my matten layer, okay? Can you see? So my matten layer just there. This is how I do it, guys, okay? And then all I do is I then take my finger and I mark it where my matten layer would be, which is just there with my finger. And then I take the cut from the point to that line. Put my gigs on. Make sure I can see my mark. So a little mark. You could use a little pencil or something. And then I've just put the little mark on my cutter there, and I'm going to take it to this point here. Now, the cheap way around it is decorate it all, then cut the white card, but you don't get the border. And I like to have the border when we have these sort of like ricocheting cards. And then when you come to pop it on, you see, you have your border. Does that make sense? Let's do it again on this one here, and then you can get an idea, just in case you want to do it at home. So we know that this panel's 10, so I need a sheet at 10. So let's cut it at 10. Well, under 10, because we want a mat and layer, right? So exactly the same way. So this is our border, okay? I'm going to pop it in the border. And I'm going to cut it at the top here, where it matches the top. Let's cut it off, as if we were doing a mat and layer, as always. Like so. And as you can see, it should be in line with the top of our card there. It is, it's in perfect line. But I want it to be a mat and layer, so I see the white. So I'm going to take a little bit off the top. Mil or two, however thick you want your mat and layers. Like so. Then when you pop it on, you see now we've got our mat and layer element. And then all I'm going to do, she says, put it straight, is then I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to mark it on the mat and layer. And we're just going to cut from that point to our little mark, and that should give us our nice little white border. Do a pencil if you're blind. So the little mark to the point. I like the border too, yeah. It's a nice way to do it. It's an easy way without all of the fuss. So there now we have a beautiful matte and layered border all the way around when we come to stick it down. So we've got that one, we've got that one, and then we've got our straight one. I really like the idea of the straight one, not that one, this one. Now you can, of course, decorate. You're going to have to decorate this one as well, but you could decorate all the back as well. So somebody could actually see how pretty it is from all angles. It doesn't have to be opened that particular way as well. And let's just experiment here, guys, just for the fun of it. That could be folded in, maybe. Let's have a look. And it could be an outfold card. So when they open it, so that could be your front. And then when you open it like so, it could have multiple layers. It's total preference how you want to do it. I quite like this idea though. So let's just see, we've got the piece for that part. We've got the piece for that. And we've got the piece for that, okay? So what we need to do is we should really decorate this because you can see it, look. Not that you're going to see too much of it because we've got our decorated elements that are going to sit on the top of the card. But I'm still going to do this one just for the sake, okay? So we know it's 10. I'm just going to take another sheet of the paper. Don't worry, you have tons of paper. Don't be afraid to cut into it, okay? So let's just go plain pink because you're not going to see much of it. So let's cut it at 10. Well, the panel is 10, so I'm going to just go to 9 3/4. And again, so we've done this 3 times. So hopefully on the third, if you haven't got it already, this will help. So it's this panel I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it on at the bottom like I have a mat and layer. Like so. I'm just going to mark it at the top because that's where my mat and layer is. Take a little bit off the top. Just make sure it's straight. As you can see, it is. But I want it to have a mat and layer, don't I? So I need to just cut it a little bit shorter for our mat and layer. Like so. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a mark with my finger. I want it there because I want the bone. Can you see there? Little mark. And then I'm going to cut from that point to that mark, and that will give us our cute white border. And there you have. Perfect. And you would do the same for this one too, but I'm not going to go into, because I want to make 2 cards today. So let's get this stickered, glued, okay, with all of our mats and layers first. So let's stick all of the panels. So we've got our straight panel. Let's do this one first. My hubby thinks my craft room is posh with patio doors. The dining room's masquerading as a craft room. I do keep all of the decent sized offcuts, yes. Never know when you might need them, Karen says, I know. So let's get these taped. So I've got that nice flat edge at the top. Get it as straight as you can. And then we've got this piece here. And then we've got this piece here. Now we've got a nice card look. It's starting to feel nice as well. And then we've got, let's just pop this piece in here. So now you have sort of like your decorative. Really nice, right, guys? Something a little bit different to the norm. And then on this here, I want it to open out like, so you can see the, when you open it, you can see the sort of like cake. Let's just have a look. What's the best way to do it? I don't want to cover this now though. So the decorative. Yeah, that's working. I'm just picking my embellishments first, guys. So when it opens, that's okay. So let's just ditch those two for now. So what we need to do now is we need to put something in here, which is going to be part of our, let's have a look at the embellishment pack, which is going to be part of our, where's my embellishment pack? Where's my embellishment pack? Here it is. That's it. We need, you see these ones with the lines in. This is why the lines and that are really needed, because this is where you can put panels in to put your sentiments and things like that. So I need to trim this down, put a nice panel in there, and grab my cutter. Carol says she loves the bordered edge with the white. Yeah, it's not necessity. It's not a necessity, but I do feel like it just helps. So I'm going to take the side off there as well, make this thinner. We have sort of like a panelled area here for our sentiment or whatever it's going to be. And then let's just see where this is going so far. I do like to put a bit of raised on here as well. Let me just see if I've got some pads I have. Right, let's see where this is going to go. Let's just tidy my station. And I always keep my bits, because over the 5 days, whatever's left, these little pieces are brilliant for tags and things when you do little albums as well. So, you know, get lots of things fussy cut and just sort of like enjoy them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create these as sort of like the decorative part at the front to give my card some dimension on the front. I don't know how that's going to look at the moment. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a focal so it doesn't look like it's floating. The cakes and things don't look like they're floating. So let's see if we have something to go with that. What would be cool is one of the ladies over the corner. Let's just see what's on here. Have we got a lady in these, in the embellishment part? No. Let's just check the page. Oh, she would be cool. However, she's on the right and I need somebody on the left. You're all thinking, crikey, she's working her way through that paper fast. I am. I don't care. I'm here to use it. Oh, she's on the wrong side too. Am I going to have to do it on the right side? Oh, she is just so nice. Isn't she just... We're going to have her as well. Oh, we're going a bit crazy. Hey, the cake might have to do one. She's just too nice. I'll try and keep some of these cute flowers to make it look like... Oh, yes. She's nice, guys. She needs padding. She is adorable. I'm going to pad her onto the front of my card. So much for the having a cake up here, eh? The corner there. She really doesn't need much else. She is just so pretty, right? Oof. And then inside, let's take this. Let's pop this flat. So this is where you could add your washi tape sentiments, your stamps, dig them out. I'm going to put it a little bit higher, actually, just for a change. But what I am going to do is, from our lovely elements here, we need to build some, put that on. Just create some interest there. It don't need much else, does it, guys? What do we think? It don't really need much else, I know. I think to put anything else on it would ruin it. I'm going to leave it. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Now, just a few options for you here, because I like to show you variations in your craft. Check this out. So if you were to glue, just trim this off and glue down that side, you would have a pocket on the front of your card. So if you wanted to make a gift card version of this, stick glue down the side there, put the gift card in there, and you have a beautiful gift card wallet card. Okay, so you have options. I'm sticking with the card for today because we are going to be doing a project at some point. But I actually really like that. Or equally, on this page, if you wanted to make it more than just a card, with your offcut, decorative offcut or whatever, you could pop a pocket on the inner part here, like so. I'm not going to do it because, like I say, this is a card. I'm sticking with a card. So you could pop a pocket here, pop a bookmark or a gift or a cup of tea in here, and then have your detailed embellishments on top of the pocket here. So you would have a pocket inside a card. So you do have options, okay? I'm keeping it as a complete card as promised. It's killing me to do so, but that is what I am going to do. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this one on the back. Let's make another card, okay? Let's pop this one on the back. And then at the end, we can all decide. That is a really nice card. I'm chuffed with that. Right, the next one I want to look at is just a very quick, super duper easy card using the vellum. Because I feel like sometimes, as gorgeous as vellum is, it gets lost. And I'm just going to show you how to make an envelope. And we're going to do a few on the front of a card. So I'm going to pick the ones that are plain, because the pattern ones I love. What am I like? Right, and I'm going to show you how to sort of like just create a really quick and easy envelope, okay? So cut a piece of the vellum to a square of some size. It doesn't have to be a particular size. It can be anything you want it to be, but make it square, okay? And we'll make a nice square. So let's just see how wide. This is 5. Yeah, so let's cut it 5 by 5. like so, okay? And then all we're going to do is we are going to fold up. You can score if you want to. Oh, what am I doing? What a plonk. Now, it's actually, you can do it this way. I was just thinking there, what am I doing there? But yeah, sorry. So that way and that way. So fold up to each point. Like so. So you have something that looks like this, okay? And then bring your points in. This is the way that I like to do it without a board. You're probably thinking you're making a hash of that. No, I don't. I'm pretending I don't have an envelope board because some people don't. And the point of Create Together Club simply for me is to encourage you to use the product, okay? So I'm just going to do this, watch. So, oh, sorry. So just going to bring it in like so. So point to point, straight as you can. And then this one is going to come up with that line there. And then you're just going to tape that one down. Give it a good score with your finger. And then you have a nice little envelope. I'm just using the tape pen because you can't see it, okay? And then we have a nice envelope pocket in there. Make sure you use your tape pen all you can see. Just be careful, my tape pen's just one of those dotted pens. It doesn't really glue anything. Like so. So I'm going to do 2 of these. So same again. It's just, instead of getting all your stash out, if you've got a board, by all means, go and do your measurements and do all the fancy corners and things like that. But I always stand by. Create Together Club is about everybody, and you don't have to have all of the stash to get involved. And where I can possible, we always try and makeshift or use alternative products that we possibly have in our stash rather than getting punchers and dies and things like that, because not everybody's got them, which means they can't make the project, which means that's not really fair, is it, when they bought the kit to make nice things? So again, I'm just going to cut this at 5 by 5 because that's what the other one was. And again, I do corner to corner because it just helps with my alignment. But if you're a little bit more confident to do it without, you can do it without. Could we get away with just doing the one alignment? I think we could. So you take the point up. And the point up. And you do get a slight overlap. You've got enough space to do your tape. Like so. Make sure yours is straight, of course. That's a bit wonky donkey, Toni. Come on. Sort yourself out. Even worse now. Hey ho, you get the idea. In fact, I'm going to pull that one up. No. Tape. Don't get carried away. I'm getting carried away with myself because the ideas are just flooding in, which is a good thing, I guess. We're not going to moan about it. So I'm just using one of the cheap dotty pens, but you use a good tape runner. Try and line it up better, Toni. Today's it. Like so. And then we have our 2 sort of like envelopes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab a normal card blank. I want a slimmy one. So I've got some 8x8 ones here. Let's cut one of these down. She says I want a slimmy one. My envelopes are huge. Let's just have a look here. I think we'll get away with it. Let's just trim some of this off. Of course, you can make your card size blank, whatever you want to do. My glasses are fancy. Can't want to see. I can't even tell you what name they are. I have no clue. No clue. Do they make me look gorgeous? Gorgeous, not so gorgeous. Gorgeous, not so gorgeous. Right, let's trim. And then we need to sort of like do a nice pattern background. Now, the cool thing about our offcuts is we could actually maybe bring in some of our offcuts and make it work. So we've got that lovely lady, which is on the side. So let's just see if we could maybe utilise her. See? Look at that. I'm going with that, guys. She looks awesome on there. So I'm going to go top to bottom. Take a little bit off the bottom there. Yeah, Elaine uses a good one. Elaine, which one do you use again, Elaine? Sticks 2, is it? Sticks 2. I'm just going to pop her flat down that side. Yeah, as you can see, they're not great. They're all right. That's why I never actually physically properly sold them, because they weren't great. So just pop her down the side. And then I think I'm going to use this lovely green one here, look. That is nice, right? And then I think we need to fill the pocket. So let's have a look at what we've got. We could put cake in, or we could put... That looks nice, guys, doesn't it? Or we could, let's just see. Let's just experiment. Could have a cake. And then we could have... That's hiding a lot of that envelope, isn't it? Nice to keep the envelope. That looks okay, guys, do we think? So let's stick the envelope. And again, you could utilise it for a little gift or something. I think maybe we should pad that. Or no, let's do this one flat and we'll pad the other one. Yeah, Elaine says 6-2 are fab. Check theirs out. They've got, I mean, they've been going years, guys. So, you know, they are good at that. So we've got a nice cake and a pot there. And then this one, we'll give it a little bit of shape. And we'll pop some pads behind this one. If you did 2 sizes, you could probably put a little one here as well. Just needs a sentiment now. I'm feeling my washi tape sentiments are going to come out for these to, you know, build those up. But I'm going to leave that as is. It needs a sentiment. But what do we think? Do we think they're okay so far? So vellum and a shaped card, a little bit of fussy cutting, not too complicated. But I wanted to show today, just as we get going, that we can make cards from the set. So 2 cards today in day 1. Definitely needs a sentiment. Let me just see if I've got them, because then I can actually finish it on air. If not, I'll add it after. Just 1 second, guys. I've got grey to hand. Let's have a look, see if grey, would grey work? Probably the tan ones would be better. Let's have a look. Oh, they are the tan ones. Sorry, I thought they were the grey ones. So let's have a look here. I need to cut some more. Crafty friend. Thanking my lucky stars, crafty friend. There we go. See what I mean? So dig out your little stash of words or your stamps. Both beautiful. So far, so good. I love how you can create perspective with all of the different layers, but yet it still matches beautifully. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I'd probably put something over that little piece there because that point is not quite straight, Toni. You know, like a little bun or something, just to stack it up a little bit. But there we go. So super duper easy, quick cards today. So hopefully you've learned, if you didn't already, I don't want to teach you how to suck eggs, but with that white card, how to get that nice white border around, that's the way that I do it. And then vellum envelope without a board, okay? And then also incorporated in that is your offcuts as well. And some of the things that we fussy cut for the first card has actually been utilised on the second card as well. So that is a really nice creative card. So 2 cards in day 1. Another 4 sessions to go. If you want to get involved and you want to craft along, of course you can do so. If you order it, we'll get it out as quick as we can. We are playing a little bit of catch up at the moment due to annual leave and things like that. But equally, it will be sent to you and you can watch these videos at any point. So tomorrow, watercolouring with papers. Tomorrow, watercolouring with papers, right? So that's one you don't want to miss out because I am really in my comfort zone with that one. So whatever you're doing, stay safe, stay cozy. Please do remember I'm not live tonight. I'm in a meeting tonight. And I am live tomorrow for our Deal Hunters, which will be at 2 o'clock after Create Together Club. And then on Wednesday, I'm live on Ideal World with Cerulean Charm. So if you want some extra inspiration for that one, you can tune in for that one. So whatever you're doing, enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully the sun stays out for you all and you're going to stay safe and cozy. I will see you all later. Now, I don't know how to turn it off. Tim's not here, so I'm going to go to overhead and then I'm going to leave.